Let's talk about the valuation reset Cathie Wood is describing about the entire Chinese tech sector. So for those of you who have been following me for quite some time, I believe you came across this video before where I put out Cathie Wood's ARK Invest just bought Alibaba around 3 to 4 weeks ago. So essentially speaking, 1 month ago, I was going through and prowling through all the different ARK Invest funds, and on this consolidated platform, so Cathie Wood and ARK Invest actually took interest and entered a few positions in the Chinese companies. So big companies include JD.com, Baidu, Tencent, and more importantly Alibaba. And she recently also started a position like 1 month ago. Right now, she's essentially pointing out that hey, there might be a valuation reset on all these big Chinese tech firms. So let's see what she said. So before I start, I did create a Discord channel, so it's everything related to Alibaba. So for all you bulls and bears out there, you guys are all welcome to join this entire open community. I believe everybody right here is extremely friendly, and for those of you who want to put forth different arguments, you want to discuss, you want to dispute, or you want to even debate any certain kinds of issue both in the US and China market, you are open to do so. I think everybody will be happy to listen to your viewpoint. So if you are interested, please click in the link in the description box down below to join the entire Discord server itself. On top of that, I've left my referral link for both Tiger and Moomoo brokers. They're essentially both a brokerage firm from China, and right now they're aggressively expanding in the entire world itself. So for those of you who are interested in getting an Apple share, I think the promotion runs till the first week of August. So for those of you who haven't get your free Apple share, what are you waiting for? If you would like more details regarding the entire promotion and referral rewards, please feel free to reach out to me on both the Discord server or just on the YouTube comment section down below. With that, let's get right into today's topic. Now, Market Insider states that Cathie Wood's ARK Invest abandons Chinese tech stocks amid regulatory crackdown. So let's see how has the position changed and what actually happened. So Cathie Wood's ARK Invest has slashed its exposure to Chinese tech stocks amid an ongoing regulatory crackdown. So ARK's flagship ETF has seen its exposure to Chinese stocks fall to less than 1% from a high of 8% in February. So from Feb till now it's around July, in a 6 months time frame, she essentially trimmed her entire position from 8% to less than 1% right now. And the thematic investment manager sold 3 million shares of HUYA, 1 million shares of Tencent, and more than 600,000 shares of JD. So the move comes amid increased regulatory scrutiny from China of tech giants like Didi and ByteDance. So Cathie Wood's claim that from a valuation point of view, these stocks have come down, and again from a valuation point of view, probably will remain down. And Chinese tech stocks have essentially lost more than 500 billion in market value from its peak in Feb. Now we can see that Cathie Wood is actually a very famous investment manager. She essentially got her fame from her calls on Tesla and Bitcoin particularly. She said that Bitcoin by the end of, I've forgotten, is it this year or this decade, it will probably reach $100,000 or $500,000. I don't know what her perspective is, but I think her big calls and her big bullishness on Tesla actually made her overnight fame. And in this case right now, because she has already become a public figure, she has also claimed the title of being the queen of investing because of her big calls and essentially her prediction on how Tesla essentially like 10x or 15x from the previous $100, $200 pre-split. And on top of that, she actually updates all her investors or people that wishes to get updates from her about how her funds manages the money day in and day out. So essentially speaking, let's say if she trades today, the next day you are able to get an email newsletter about understanding what are the different moves that all her different funds managed and how they buy in or sell out of a particular stock. Unlike all the bigger funds out there who only reported on a quarterly basis, she reports on a daily basis. And most of her funds actually gathered a lot of retail investors' interest, and a lot of them have been essentially putting her on a pedestal. I definitely do have a lot of respect for Cathie Wood about how she continues to hold on to her conviction, and even till right now at Tesla's current valuation, it's still her biggest position. I think it makes up around 10 to 15% of her entire portfolio, not just one fund, it's all the entire consolidated portfolio funds. And with that in mind, there has been a lot of Tesla bears out there who are constantly criticizing her, constantly saying that it's overvalued, constantly thinking that Tesla will fail. I do not share those thoughts. I think Tesla is really a generational company, but at this current valuation, am I buying in? I'm not. I'm staying out of the stock essentially. And some of you might say that, hey, I'm salty and I didn't jump onto the bandwagon. So what if I'm salty? And I'm honestly not in the business of comparing my returns, trying to boost my entire ego. But of course, if you smash the like button, it will boost my ego as a YouTuber. But back to the main point, you have to understand that Cathie Wood is actually a public figure. So whatever she says actually do hold substantial impact to the entire market because she has her own contrarian and different perspective that she wishes to share and value add to this entire market itself. And right now, I think that she knows of her impact in the entire market itself. And with this entire regulatory crackdown in China, I believe she knows of the different prospects and the entire risk profile in investing in the Chinese market. She's definitely not comfortable and sitting through and bracing the entire storm with her investors, which is also why she made a public stance in saying that, and people should sit out, people should sit on the fence and continue monitoring the market and not be too anxious to dive into all these different Chinese stocks, because a lot of this risk seems to be incomprehensible to a lot of all the different investors out there. And being a public fund manager who updates all her movements day in and day out, she do have to take extra precautions about how she value and view the entire market itself. I think her entire valuation reset argument, it's also sitting on the fence right now. Alibaba, Tencent and all the big companies, JD.com, from the highs in Feb compared to right now in July, I think it's already resetted and we are back into the starting line again. I think there's a lot of content surrounding all the different big Chinese tech firms saying that if you held for a good 2 or 3 years, your returns are essentially 0%. And it has been reiterated time and time again. So this entire valuation reset, I know some of the big bears of all these Chinese tech firms are saying that, hey, it might even go lower, resetting all the way back to God knows when, 2015, 2014 or 2010. You are definitely entitled to your own opinion, but I do not share the same thoughts, and I really just wanted to share another perspective that I came about from markets insiders as well. So there was this comment, I do not want to butcher his or her name. They told Bloomberg, maybe Cathie Wood's getting out was the final contrarian sentiment indicator those investors needed. One reason could be that pessimism about China's regulatory environment is already priced into the country's tech stocks. Right now, the momentum chasing trade has been in the large cap US tech names, but if it shifts to China tech, watch out. I think honestly speaking, with this public stance that Cathie Wood's essentially taken up and positioned her entire fund in exiting a lot of all these Chinese firms, it do speak volume in her confidence in the entire Chinese market itself, but it also adds confidence to my entire thesis, where people are afraid, where people are running out of the stock, when people are essentially diverting away a lot of their attention, which also explains the big drop in a lot of all these Chinese tech names. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot, but I think as more negative sentiments come to the market, it means that the lower the price, the lower your risk you're taking in all your investments. With that, I'll see you in the next video, but more importantly, I'll see you on the moon. Goodbye!